Hello everyone, Don back with the next update on my War Corsair. Alright, as you can see I got the cowling all finished up, painted. Of course I still got to put the door back on, but I'll give it a couple days to let this epoxy harden up good. It's completely dry to the touch right now. So there's the dark. Now originally one of these was kind of feathered over the other, but the parting line is pretty much on the seam here, so I just went ahead and shot with it, shot it. Yesterday I painted the white, and I can see some light dusting on there. Painted that yesterday. Also put a second coat of primer on the wing. Still had a little bit of stuff there to deal with, but I sanded it all out yesterday, that primer, the gray primer, and surprisingly the stuff was actually pretty good at filling, and it had a pretty good build on it, more than I anticipated, because as I was sanding it I started with some 400 grit, but it was really slow and taking too long to sand by hand on the cowls and such. So then I decided to try some 220. I had a used piece of 220, and that did the trick, and it sanded out nice and smooth with that. And some areas to get down to the bottom of the little divots from the imperfections, that the reason for the high build primer was to kind of fill some of those things. I was able to sand quite a bit of it off of there to get down to them, so there was only a little bit that needed retouched afterwards. I barely cut through into the white or the slurry mix, but there was a few places on the leading edge, so I went ahead and shot a second layer. And then this morning, turns out the power company had to shut down the power today to do some service work somewhere. So it was went off at 9 o'clock. When I got back from walking the dog, power was out. Had no idea how long it was going to be. Went over to talk to the neighbor, says, oh yeah, it was a scheduled power out for today, and it was expected to have the power back on around 3 o'clock. Well, so I came out, sanded up the primer on the wing. This cowling was already ready for paint. I'd already had it primered, and then the white was done yesterday. And then the second coat of primer was done. So I came out and sanded on that because I didn't need any power to do that. It was all hand sanded. So as you can see, you can kind of see there where the new paint over the old paint. But if you get out here, you can still see the difference in the shine, but some of this is light overspray from spraying this. It's all dry to the touch. Like I said, you can touch it, but if you try to squeeze on it, you might be able to mar it. If you hit it with any kind of thinner reducer, it will probably attack it. It takes probably a good week for it to be solvent resistant. So as you can see, it made a nice clean line. I sprayed the intermediate blue first. This was like one of them little areas right there I was talking about that sanded out, but that's trivial. This, I'll let it set for a while, and then I'll just buff it, and this will shine back up to that luster. I woke up this morning with my allergies in full bloom, so a little hoarse today from the damn allergies. But I reshot the whole top of this wing. It's all one color, and this one blem kind of bled through a little bit there, and I mixed up quite a bit of paint, but I painted the cowl first, the top of the cowl. As you can see, that all came out real nice. The finish on it looks really good. The flaps, the cowl flaps look really good. This is my Nikon camera, my P900. That's it's not a wide angle camera, but it's a high def. So that turned out really nice. I'm really happy with how that came out. I can already see the dust on there just from some overspray dust on it. See? But it looks good. I'm happy with it. It's going to have to do, because I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm tired of working on it. So the only thing left to do is fit it to the extensions and locate and drill 2 holes for the exhaust pipe, and then get some screen in. And that's if I get it or I don't, it doesn't really matter. But I want to try and put something in there. So that's done. Happy with that. That's as good as it's going to get. So get that. So the next phase is going to be finishing up, cutting out these aluminum extensions. I just got to notch out. I'll use like a 1-inch hole saw in these corners, so I'll cut into it and it'll be radiused, and then I may or may not even go back this far. I might even shorten it up some more because they don't need to be that big. I want to leave some material here for, because that could be a stress riser and crack could break and want to break off. So it's not going to come apart because it'll be bolted to the cowling, like right here. This is just an exit for the air, and then this is wide open. There's nothing here, and then the top. So again, that's this piece. So this is where the original cow cutout is. So I'm just going to keep it short. Like I said, I'll probably end up maybe shorten it up a little more. It doesn't need to be all that big. This is plenty. So these two got to be cut out, and then 2 on each one of those. Today my connectors came. So there's my little blocks, 2 pins and 3 pins. So it showed up today from Mauser. And again, I got the air temp sensor to put in there. So I've got everything now to do the wiring. I thought I brought out the wire. I might have. It might be inside. I stick it in the cockpit. Yeah. All right. I'm get a hold of this canopy. So there's the wire I got for the lights. It's a 4 conductors, 20 gauge, plus a spiral wrapped ground, just a bare ground. So that's enough to run. I got 40 feet, and from the center of the fuselage to the wingtips is 10 feet each, a little over 10 feet. And then depending on where I put the electronic board, somewhere in the back, somewhere in front, I'm kind of running out of areas up front to put all that stuff. So I got enough, and then say if the board's even from here to the tail light, that's another 8-9 feet. So 10, 20, 30 feet minimum, and I got 40. So so that's pretty much it. The wingtips are back to normal again. So in order to make the lenses for the lights, I'll heat up some thin plexiglass sheet, like 16th inch, put some handles on each side of it so I can literally stretch it over this area here, because the lights are going to be somewhere in here. Wherever that rib is, there's a plywood rib up in here. It comes from this rib, comes to here, and then there's a long skinny one that goes up through there. And the idea is put the lights in this corner. The shape of those things is radiused. Dang it, I keep dropping the camera. The shape of the lens lights is radius to match here, so I have to bring them out here, position it, figure out where it is, mark it with some tape or something, then I'll stretch the plexiglass down over top of that. This camera's heavy, folks, so it's like a big 35 millimeter SLR style camera, but it's not an SLR. It's all digital. So that's where we're at. I mean, you can see they turn out pretty good. They're not perfect, but I don't care. It's more function than form. Again, it's just to help get the heat out of the engine compartment so it's not turning the cockpit into an oven. Let's see, what else do I got? One more thing coming. Oh, I just got that serial to USB adapter coming so I can tie into my wideband sensor controller and reprogram the output 2 so it reference a 0 to 5 volt output, because I've got that plugged into the computer. And the computer, I still haven't mounted it, but again, the computer's going up here. So now I just got to hook up this sensor, get that plugged up in underneath there, and that'll be done. Then I can go ahead and try rolling the engine over to get the oil pushed back in. You'd have to put the prop on this to spin it by hand, and it is extremely hard to roll this engine over by hand with the prop. Even though it's only a 2-to-1 reduction, it's a real bear to roll over by hand. So what I need to do now is, once I get these extension plates cut out for the vents, I get this bottom one located and drilled and attached to the cowl. Going to both attach the cowl, put the cowl on, pull the muffler off. I'll measure, get a reference point from here to there, and and then figure out where to punch the holes in the cowl and then get that on. But first I need to drop the exhaust out of the way, get the cowling on there to reference these 3 holes on each side of the lower. And then we'll be back in business, get them attached, get that attached on there, and then I can reference holes, put them out, lop them off, get a hanger on here somehow, tie that up. Still got this plug over here I got to deal with. I got to seal up good, and something better than this. This is just a temporary thing. It's on there pretty good, but I really would like to probably bring the welder over and weld the thing shut. It's a steel nipple in there. And then I can fire it back up now. Just put the tank back on. Oh, and I got these 2 straps here done. So now I've got a place to put the strap back here for this back edge, and then the 4 bolts to bolt the cowling in, just like you see the ones here. Should be the same thing back here. I still have to glue this back in. This is some of the damage from the flip over. The plywood had split loose from being glued to this, and then there's a brace like this back here that had popped loose. So I just got to get some epoxy in that corner and underneath there and staple, hold that in place, get her locked down, get the computer locked in there, get this wire hooked up for the idiot light for the alternator, and I can throw the tank back on, get her all bolted down once these 2 brackets back here are done. And that should do her. And then and at that point, I can probably try and get the plane out of the garage, take it over by the house, wash it, clean it all off, get this all done, get the prop on it, and then get her fired up, and then see about what kind of RPM she's going to spin up to. And I'm going to start off with 12 degrees of pitch. The old prop was set at 10, so I'll start with 12 because I do need to lower it. It climb out, it was 6,000 RPM, and I don't need more than 5,600. It's burning a little bit of trash from the garage. Alright, I guess that's going to do her. I'm going to go ahead and end this off. Looks like I only got like 3 minutes left anyway, so I don't know if that's memory, or I erased a bunch of videos on here, so I can't see it being less than 3 minutes ago. But anyway, alright, as always, appreciate everybody taking time to watch these videos. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, or concerns, and appreciate the ones that people are leaving now. And like always, don't be afraid to leave comments, and I will see you guys again next Sunday night, most likely. I should have this all finished and on. I might have it on for the video, but I at least plan on getting it attached and get the holes drilled and the exhaust finished on it. So that part of the project is done. The repair work is finished, and then all that's left is get the cowling or canopy needs the frame around the cowling, not the frame but the trim, and then seat belts, and then if I want to get into the light sometime. So alright, that's going to do her. I will see you guys again Sunday night. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys then. So for now, this is Downer Done Out.